Now we have the fourth experiment which will be dealing with adders and subtractors. Run 1 is what is binary adder, what is full half adder, what is full adder. Run 2 binary adder, and run 3 will include that if we have an adder already, then how do we use or how do we change the IC or the connections to make it a subtractor as well. So that the same circuit functions as an adder as well as a subtractor. Starting with what is half adder and what is full adder. Basic difference, half adder for 2 inputs, full adder for 3 inputs. So how does it work? General, you want to add. So obviously when you add, then you have sum, you have carry. So A, B, then you have sum, you have carry. Starting with half adder. So because it is 2 inputs, so 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. 0 plus 0 is 0, carry, no carry. 0 plus 1 should be 1, no carry. 1 plus 0 should be 1, no carry. 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. So basically I have the truth table and I have these two functions with me. How does it work? See, I want to add. If I want to add, so consider only the sum function. So sum function will have 1 plus 1 0, right? Or 1 plus 1 plus 1 will be 1 plus 1 0 plus 1, that is 1 carry 1, right? I'll tell that again. See, you have, if you have the inputs as 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So you have 0 carry 1 plus 1 gives you 1 carry 1 plus 1 gives you 0 carry 1 plus this gives you 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 1 gives you 1. Or similarly 3 times 1 gives you 1. Single time 1 gives you 1. If you have 1 plus 1, that gives you 0 carry 1. Or 1 plus 1 or 4 times 1 will give you 0 carry 1. So my idea is that if you have even number of ones, then the output is 0 for some, and if you have odd number of ones, then the output is 1. So in general, the sum function is actually the XOR function. Next comes the carry. The carry is actually the majority function. Majority function means that if the majority number of bits are 1, then the output is 1. Majority obviously means greater than 2. Or in this case, if for it to have a majority, both of them should be 1. The output of a carry function will be 1 only when the majority is 1. So if I have 3 bits, suppose B is another input, this is 0, 0, 1, 1. Let's say, so here majority is not 1. Here majority is 1, so carry will be 1. Majority is 1, so carry is 1. Okay. So this is how the carry function and sum function are written. This is XOR and this is majority. As done in the previous videos, we have the function, we can make f is equal to some function out of it using minterms and maxterms. We stick to minterms, then circuit implementation. Using that circuit implementation, implement it on the breadboard using the standard ICs, and after that is done, you can check for the output. Okay, so starting with the sum function is 0, 1, or in terms of your midterms, I can say it is A bar B plus AB bar, which is A XOR B. And carry, this is just for half adder as well. So carry function is AB in this. So implementation is straightforward. You have A, you have B. First of all, A XOR B gives you sum, and A multiplied by B or AB using AND gate gives you carry. This is the standard circuit for half adder. Simple using 2 gates. Next is full adder. So for full adder, the circuit will all these things will change. Just look. Now you will have one more term C because 3 inputs. So we'll change. 0 0 1. Okay. So sum directly, you can proceed by the normal logic of summing it a plus b plus c, or directly, because sum is XOR, carry is majority, so directly write if odd number of ones are 1, then the odd number of ones are high, then the output is high, otherwise low. For sum, so this will be 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 0. So this is the sum function, and carry is majority is 1, so output is 1. So this is 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1. So this will be the carry function. Directly. Again, same thing. You have the function and you have to implement. So sum is XOR. So this function is actually A XOR B XOR C, and the carry function will be done through normal function implementation. So for implementation purpose, I have A, B and C. First of all, XOR. This is A XOR B XOR C, or the sum function. Note that if we do not have 3 input XOR gate, then 2 inputs can also be used. So for that, what we do is we first of all XOR these two, and that combined XOR to this also gives me S. Next is carry. So what is the function for carry? Carry is A bar B C. So carry is A bar B C plus A B bar C plus ABC bar plus ABC. Solving it in a similar manner and simplifying it, you get A plus B times C plus AB. It can be done using Boolean algebra, as already explained before. So A plus B times C, that means these two have to be added. So A and B added, multiplied with C, and that added to AB. So a product of A and B. Product of A and B means this can be taken. This is A and B is this. So this is AB, this is A plus B, this is A plus B times C, this is AB. Now they have to be added, that is done using OR. This is the carry function. So this is how the circuit is implemented for full adder. Note, these are again, this is XOR gate, AND gate, OR gate. They can be changed to NAND gate, NOR gate, and that implementation can be done using bubble pushing that was done before. So this is how sum and carry work. Next we'll come to binary adder. Okay. So binary adder basically means that we have four. This is one by one input, right? One bit being added to another bit and so on. So binary adder will have 4 inputs being added, and then you get the output and then you manage. So that will be explained soon. Okay. The run 2 involves binary adder. Binary adder means adding 4 bits at the same time. Like the 4 bits will be denoted by A0, A1, A2, A3, and they will be added to B0, B1, B2, and B3. As we already told that what does or how does a half adder work? Half adder adds just 2 bits. So A0 and B0 can be added using a half adder. Similarly, A1 and B1 can also be added using a half adder. Similarly for A2, B2 and A3, B3. But note what is happening. A0, B0 gets added to have some sum. It can also have some carry, that is denoted by C1. If there is some carry, then actually we are adding C1, A1 and B1. So it is 3 things or 3 bits that are being added, and hence we need a full adder over here. And similarly, we need full adders for all these. So I can say that I will have half adder that will give me sum S0, some C1 will come out of it, that will go into a full adder, where actually this is A0 and B0 being given to it, then A1 and B1 are being given to it, and some C2 going out, this gives me S1, again some full adder, and so on. So I need half adder, full adder, full adder, full adder. But just note, if this is some part of the circuit and some other carry or some other number is coming out as output from it, that means that if this is also added to it, so for generalization purpose, I keep this as well as a full adder. So all the four things make a full adder. So four full adders, this is also a full adder. See, not over here, and again a full adder after it. This makes a BCD, oh sorry, a binary adder. So, as it is evident, how does the circuit look like? You have A0, A1, A2, A3 in the IC, and B0, B1, B2, B3. These both are added, you have sums coming out, and final carry, that is C4 in this. C4 will come out of here. Everything is being checked to LEDs, as already explained how LEDs are connected. These all are 10 kilo ohms, and VCC ground is being connected. You have C0 or Cin as the first initial carry. These things are done. You have sum. Sum is implemented, or addition is implemented through this. The outputs can be checked. Now, how to do subtraction? Subtraction can be said as just see. If I want to subtract, that means I am adding one's complement of a number to the other number. So that means if I have A minus B, then I am doing A plus one's complement of B. This is being done. One more thing, this is using one's complement. If you want two's complement, then A minus B can be written as A plus one's complement of B plus 1. So this is actually, this gives me A plus 2's complement of B. So this is subtraction. Okay. So A minus B is being done like that. So what do I need? I need to do one's complement of B. General one's complement of B for any number. For all these bits will be, you take complement of it. Complement of it means that you put a NOT here, a bubble, or this instead of it. As explained in the prior videos, it is important to note that see, if I have an XOR gate and I give one standard as the input to the XOR gate and let this be B0, then this will be B0 bar. Reason behind, if this is 0, then the output will be 1, because one of the inputs is high, the odd number of inputs are high. So if this is 0, this is 1, and if this is 1, 1, 1, 2 inputs are high, so 2 is even, so the output will be 0. So if you give B0, you do not get B0 bar. So I can say that all of them can either be connected through a NOT gate, or they can be connected through an XOR gate where one of the inputs is 1 always. So, if this logic is clear, then it's obvious that I can have XOR gates to each one of them. And one of the inputs is by default kept 1. Let this be labeled as N. Alright. So, and these are in general B0, B1, B2 and B3. As we want to give the 3 inputs that have to be subtracted. So now, one's complement is done through this. How about two's complement? Two's complement means that we need to add 1 to the final thing that we have got so far. So how can that 1 be added? See, we have this in place. So if a carry is being used to add 1 to it, then ultimately 2's complement will be implemented. So using this m, if this m is connected to the initial carry, which can be either 1 or 0, then 1 will be added to the final addition or subtraction actually. So a minus a plus 1's complement of b plus 1 gives you 2's complement of b. 2's complement. So in general, a minus b will be implemented. This is how the circuit works. And similarly, if you make it implemented on the breadboard and visualize through LEDs, you get to know how subtraction is working. The truth tables can be made similarly. So if I want to make the truth table for subtraction, then write A, write B, write one's complement of B, write 2's complement of B. If this is 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, whatever, then 0, 1, 0, 1. Then add these two and get the answer. This is the subtracted result that should be received over here. So this is how it is done. That's about addition using adder and subtractor in the same circuit, and using binary adder if you do not want to do this. So this is how experiment 4 is conducted. In experiment 4, just note one more thing. We took M1. If M is 1, that means it is behaving as a subtractor, right? So how does it behave as an adder in the same circuit? So let's see. We took the idea that if an XOR gate is used and if 1 is given to that, then the output is complemented. So if this is B, this is B bar. Now if 0 is given to it, then see, if this is 0, 0, 0 gives me 0. If this is 1, 0, 1 gives me 1 for an XOR. So I get the same thing back. So let's say M is 0 now. If M is 0, that means all of them are being given 0 as one of the inputs for the XOR. That means if I get B3, I get B3. I get B2, I get B2. So basically, they all the XOR gates are doing nothing but just a simple statement that it is you. Okay, so I am giving B0, B1, B2 and B3 over here. So this is behaving as an adder by default. If it is 0, it is an adder. If it is 1, it is behaving as a subtractor. So that is how adder and subtractor work in the same circuit. This is an addition to binary adder.